Good afternoon, all you amazing folks out there. I'm Wayne, and I'm an alcoholic. This is One Sober to Another, a channel that means more than just getting sober, a channel that means more than just sobriety. This channel is about recovery and thriving in recovery and maintaining your sobriety throughout that journey. I didn't get here simply by turning on the camera and saying, I'm gonna do YouTube videos. No, I didn't. I got here because I spent 23 years plus, I really can't remember if there was a little bit before that or not, because I was always drunk. But 23 years plus, locked in a drunken haze that I wasn't sure that I was going to be free from. There was a journey that led all the way up to this point, and you can see that in I'm Not Just an Alcoholic, Child Abducted, as well as a couple other videos that pinpoint precisely the story and journey that I had to go through in order to get here. You guys are what's important to me. People like Daniel from Veterans with Anxiety is important to me. Seth Perry, also important to me. Many other folks and all you people who have taken a chance to subscribe to this channel are important to me. There are folks that cannot control their drinking and cannot control their addiction. And that's because, folks, it's a disease. Alcoholism and addiction kill more people than guns. I think it's my obligation and my goal to help to be a part of not the solution, but the support system in your recovery. I don't know why I'm rambling about that. I don't even know why I'm speaking about it, but so many people go through this journey alone and they think that they have to do it alone. I mean, stupid. I thought I had to do it alone. And I really, I didn't think that I had much support when I got sober. I didn't think that, it was possible for me to even be sober for longer than 5 minutes. There was bouts in between when I had to deploy. When I went to war, I was sober then. When I went to training exercises, I was sober then as well. But I wasn't sober in my schools, and I wasn't sober in every other single occasion. Always drunk. And, that's nothing to be proud of. But what is something to be proud of is what we've built here on One Sober to Another. And, just a shout out for all you subscribers and, all the people that put a little trust in me. Speaking of that, and this is, my day. I ended my day at a job today and in a position. I'm telling you, I never had such a feeling of pride and accomplishment than today, because I was leaving and I got to feel all the appreciation and all of the love and support for what I've done there that I've never felt that anywhere else. Actually, I lie. The only other place I felt that was at the Non-Commissioned Officers Academy when I left there. I had become sober at that academy, and that was my last assignment in the United States Army. The first year that I was there, that's when I almost lost my career. That's when everything came to a point where it was either do or die, folks. It was either all in sober or all in the rest of that. And I chose to be sober and to start my recovery and to start to enjoy the parts of life that make a person that normal people get to do. And me, the alcoholic, I never got to do that. So I felt all that appreciation because the last 2 years of that assignment there at the Non-Commissioned Officers Academy were fantastic, and I was able to contribute so much to that organization and so much time and energy, and it wasn't wasted energy either. And it felt so good to give back to those young soldiers that were trying to become non-commissioned officers and to be able to train them and lead them the way that I should. And the same thing went for this job. I never took much stock in a retail job in the first place. But when I felt that appreciation, folks, I got to tell you, I got a little misty and I just had to disengage from certain folks because that's just not my style. Not to say that you can't be emotional, just I'm not really built that way. that's enough of that ramble, I think. Now, the whole point of that is thank you guys, and thank you, for allowing me to be part of your lives and everything else. This channel wouldn't be where it is without any of you. And, my whole goal of this thing is to help folks. And I appreciate the feedback and, the love back that I'm trying to give to you. Now, today's daily reflection is a little bit of, step 2. And step 2 is came to believe in a power greater than myself could restore me to sanity. And I'd be damned if my sanity is not intact, and it is intact, and that my life is thriving and I'm able to process things the way they're supposed to be processed, instead of my alcoholic brain taking over saying everybody's against you, you're nothing, and blah blah blah. Because that's what happened to me. And every time that I would get that way, I would definitely give feedback that definitely wasn't useful. And I feel good that I'm able to process things the way that they're meant to be processed, and not misunderstand what somebody's saying, or not misunderstand the way something is meant. And if I do, I'm able to ask that with clarity and give proper feedback. It's just freaking amazing, man. My life has turned into such a great thing, and I wish the same for Daniel and everybody else out there who is struggling. And I think he'll be okay, folks. You throw him some love if you come across his channel. I'm gonna put his link in the description, as well as Seth Perry, and just check him out. And he's definitely worth it. Everybody's worth it, really. So enough of that rambling. Came to believe in a power greater than myself could restore me to sanity, folks. Today's daily reflection for 5 February 2021, a glorious release. And don't read into that, you perverts. The minute I stopped arguing, I could begin to see and feel. Right there, step 2 gently and very gradually began to infiltrate my life. I can't say upon what occasion or upon what day I came to believe in a power greater than myself, but I certainly have that belief now. To acquire it, I had to only stop fighting and practice the rest of AA's program as enthusiastically as I could. 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 27. After years of indulging of self-will run riot, step 2 became for me a glorious release from being alone. Nothing is so painful or insurmountable in my journey now. Someone is always there to share life's burdens with me. Step 2 became a reinforcement with God, and I now realize that my insanity and ego were curiously linked. To rid myself of the former, I must give up the latter to one with far broader shoulders than my own. Well, for all you atheists out there, I got it. You don't believe in God. I'm not asking you to believe in God, man. I'm simply saying a higher power is something outside of yourself that gives you strength and hope where you don't have any. It doesn't have to be God. The church is one thing. Hell is one thing. Spirituality is an entirely different platform, folks. And if you don't believe me, think about the time when you were at a certain point in your life where nothing was going well, and then miraculously, in your mind, you said, man, I really hope this turns around, or I hope this gets better, or I need strength to get through this. And it happens. Spirituality is just believing in something outside of yourself. It can be nature, it can be the universe, it can be the earth. That's, to me, that's spirituality, folks. I remember my ego ran everything. When I felt attacked, I attacked back. When somebody challenged me, I took those challenges no matter what they were, and I always did better. Even if I did worse, I did better. If I was wrong, I was always right. My ego had to win. And that drove so much of my drinking and put me back into that same place that I was every single time. For me, when I came to believe a power greater than myself, I do remember the day, and I do remember, I remember almost the exact hour. I remember the moment. If I'll put my video Total Acceptance above, check that one out, because that explains that moment in its entirety and as vividly as possible. When I came to believe in a power greater than myself, folks, there was no stars going off, there was no fireworks, there was no grand parade going through saying you've discovered a higher power, whatever you want to. Okay, that was bad, I know. But when I discovered that I don't have to do this crap alone, man. Sobriety's hard. Recovery gets easier, man. And as we go along in our journey and we are able to work a program, and it doesn't have to be Alcoholics Anonymous, man. It doesn't have to be Narcotics Anonymous. It can be whatever method keeps you sober. When we are working our program, our method, as long as we maintain an awareness of where our danger areas are, our trigger zones, and what people, places, and things are harmful to our sobriety and to our recovery, we are able to either A, get rid of them entirely, or be able to manage those and set boundaries to a point where we are able to have a respectful relationship with the people, places, and things in our lives, to where we don't have to worry about the encroachment. If it does happen, we have something greater than ourselves to rely on, and we have each other to rely on for support. That's today's daily reflection. For me, let me know what it is for you in the comments below, and I appreciate all the support, folks. Life's a garden, dig it, and guess what? I'm going to try to run a live stream tomorrow through StreamYard, and I hope that you'll be a part of it. We're going to talk about a couple things like, is smoking pot, is that against sobriety, or is there an exception to the rule? I'll also throw in there whatever you want to talk about, as well as, just things that make you go, Well, I will see you guys in the next one. I hope you have a good evening. I'm going to go hang out with my son now, and I will see you folks later. Oh, last. Thank you to everybody at the Armed Forces Exchange in Ramstein KMCC for making my life awesome for the last 3 years. Big shout out to Lewis, Tim, Ralph, Keba, Elka, a couple more, hang on. Lisa, did I say Lewis? Lewis, Ryan, Patrick, and Rose, and the people in admin, the cash cage, and all you awesome people. Oh, Reinhold, thank you. And that's it. Have a good day.